welcome back. So what a busy start we've had to the morning.
I know.
So things were jigged around. We don't have to tell you. You've been with us.
Yeah, I know. You're already shouting at us. I promise you, here come your trending topics and the stories of the day.
We hadn't forgotten them. So let's get into it.
Okay.
We start with this question of the day, and this is what we're engaging you on this morning. Who do you think deserves to be named South Africa's Sports Star of the Year? Do tell us, because this is a nice, fun one.
It is nice. It's Friday, and so many people, I think, already are starting to engage on it and talk about it. So the finalists are going to be announced very, very soon, I think, on the program. So do stay tuned for that. But are they? I'm just asking the producers.
In this hour.
So in this hour, we're going to
bring you that announcement. But still, we want to hear from you. Thanks for engaging.
Here's what people are saying. Just a couple of comments already saying Percy Tau deserves to be Sportsman of the Year. Swimming star Tatiana Schoenmaker, Caster Semenya, Percy Tau, Tatiana Schoenmaker. Seems like the same names are coming up. Newcomer Tatiana Schoenmaker. She's coming out quite...
she's had a fantastic season in the pool.
Also coming up. So, I mean, there are loads of names, and I think it's just fantastic to see these names coming up. Again, Caster Semenya, Tatiana again coming up. So keep them coming, and we'll tell you who
had a good year. She's had a good year.
Yeah.
Let's see. As I said, we try not to influence you. The trophies are still here. There will be an announcement of those finalists in this hour, so stay with us here on Morning Live. But we still want to hear from you at Morning Live SABC.
All right, let's look at our stories of the day on this Friday. Busy one coming up. The Pietermaritzburg High Court is expected to hand down its ruling in the application by former President Jacob Zuma and French arms company Thales for a permanent stay of prosecution on corruption charges. Ayanda Mhlongo, our SABC reporter, covering that story. We crossed to her in the news. We'll do so again during the course of this program. Scheduled to start at 9:30.
Also, the Auditor General, Kimi Makwetu, will brief the Standing Committee on the Auditor General on his office's annual report, and what interesting annual reports we've already seen presented this week.
The Police Ministry is expected to launch the National Rural Safety Strategy, which is aimed at dealing with crime on farms and rural villages.
And an announcement is expected today on which male Gauteng MEC will be removed to meet the ruling ANC's policy on having a 60% female representation in the provincial executive, I think, where the premier is male. So it's going to be an interesting one. Try to get a bit out of the ANC in Gauteng yesterday unsuccessfully, but of course it has to come to a head, so I'm sure we will know sooner rather than later.
All right, let's move on to our trending topics now. So Guptas is a big trending topic, and we've addressed that quite a lot on the program as well, speaking to the deputy chief representative here from America in South Africa, Chief of Mission, thank you, David Young, and talking to that basically sanctions against the Gupta family.
Yes, and he explained exactly what that means for them, for their associate Salim Essa. So this is why, of course, the Guptas are trending. And picture of KBC Jonas there speaking to that whole state capture situation, allegations of state capture, which is, of course, being dealt with by the Commission of Inquiry that is headed by the Deputy Chief Justice. And so that's what the Guptas is all about.
So the next trending topic is BRICS, and of course you know that this is the BRICS nation. It's Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and it's I think coming on the back of, you know, that last night our former President Jacob Zuma giving a memorial lecture in KwaZulu-Natal, and that was for the former late President Robert Mugabe. And you know, he was talking a lot, and he also spoke to the BRICS Bank and how he says he felt like he was ousted for suggesting a BRICS Bank. That was just one of the things saying that he had to say. And there's a big article talking to what he was saying, and many saying that he was, just in a nutshell, here's one of the paragraphs written. Jacob Zuma says he was ousted for suggesting a BRICS Bank. Zuma says at Mugabe Memorial, his detractors removed him from office for policies he says were aimed at uplifting poor black South Africans. And this is when he was speaking at that memorial service, and he went on to speak a lot about BRICS. At BRICS, I told them we are poor, and suggested the BRICS Bank. They, Western countries, got the information about who came up with the idea. That's why they said remove this man. This is according to Zuma.
And of course, trust Twitter to take this and, push the final bit of oil out of the peanut. And Twitter's saying, but hold up.
Yeah.
2014, BRICS Bank, let's go back. 2014, when were you ousted? The dates don't add up, Mr. President, and bringing forward all sorts of other issues with regard to this, and some even saying, well, maybe it's because you were trying to get Nhlanhla Nene a job at the BRICS Bank. Maybe that was the reason.
Maybe.
But trust Twitter to take it.
They took it to all levels, but just to close this one off, because our former president still went on the podium and basically saying that had he been allowed to serve out his term, he would have hastened the process of improving the life of poor black South Africans. He says, one of the problems I faced, this is to quote, was I wanted to quicken the process of changing the position of the poor black South Africans. And he said people would not allow him to do that. So these are the words of our former president.
And it's actually rising in the Twitter trends. That
people are talking more.
People are still talking about it. Yeah. All right, the next one is hashtag 2019 made me realize. So I've just pulled that up. So to give you a sense, a nice light one again. So this is what people are saying. So at Tabang Mageta says, 2019 made me realize how to move on. And then at my surname is Khan says, 2019 made me realize that I was wrong thinking a billionaire president would somehow make things better in South Africa, but opposition is even worse. So it's actually a no-win situation for the people of Mzansi. Kumulani, 2019 made me realize there's no such thing as friends. The only friends I've got is my family. So those are the sort of things that people are going on there. 2019 made me realize.
Yeah, I know, and they don't seem to be very happy trending topics, do they? I'm like reading them, trying to find a funny one.
No. People are very serious.
They're all breaking my heart here.
Yeah, 2019 has
been a tough year.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. My gosh, depression is real and it affects all of us, and it's just
people have come to great realizations in 2019.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here's one to end it off. That 2019 made me realize that relationship is not a jumping castle. All right. I don't know. Okay. Domkop. So here we go. Domkop is a big trending topic here. And this, I mean, if you want to go into it, you can. It's a tour. It's a tour that happened yesterday. And
just for the uninitiated, a tour is a Twitter war. Yeah, that's exactly. A tour. So the tour now is between Vusi Thembekwayo and Sintlese, who's also very prominent on Twitter. So those who are on Twitter will know exactly who those two are.
Very much so.
And so there's a bit of a tour going on there. And I think Vusi called Sintlese a domkop. So I'm hoping I got it right, because it's a very long thread. As Leanne says, Vusi put out a video, and that's where it all started. So you can go and have a look at it.
I mean, this is, it's everything. I mean, you try and go through the thread, and it's massive. So go and have a look at it if you want to, but that's what that's all about. All right, we've got to take a break, because after this, we're about to announce, Valen is going to announce who those finalists are for the Sports Star of the Year. Do stay tuned.